70% of lottery winners go broke within just 7 years. These aren't people who didn't want money, they had millions of it, but they still ended up with nothing. So the question isn't whether you want financial security. Almost everyone does. The question is, why so few people actually get there, and why even those who do often can't hold on to it. The answer has nothing to do with intelligence, and everything to do with the brain you were born with. In 2002, a psychologist won the Nobel Prize in economics. Not a banker, not a trader, a psychologist. His name was Daniel Kahneman, and what he spent his life proving was something most economists refuse to believe: that human beings are not rational.
People are not fully rational, and they make many choices that, if they reflected upon them, they would do differently. People tend to frame things very narrowly. They look at the problem at hand and they deal with it as if it were the only problem.
Kahneman's most important idea was this: your brain runs on two systems. System 1 is fast, automatic, and emotional. It makes snap judgments. It runs on instinct. System 2 is slow, deliberate, logical. It's a part of you that can do long division or read a contract carefully. But here's the problem: System 2 is exhausting, so your brain uses it as rarely as possible. Studies suggest that up to 95% of your daily decisions, including financial ones, are made by System 1. So the part of your brain that evolved to avoid predators and find food is the same part deciding whether to open a credit card. Kahneman spent decades finding out exactly how System 1 fails us. When it comes to money, 3 mistakes show up more than anything else. The first is loss aversion. Kahneman discovered that losing money hurts roughly twice as much as gaining the same amount feels good. Lose $100? Absolutely devastating. Win $100? Nice. It's not the same, not even close. This is why people hold on to bad investments long after they should sell. Selling means making the loss reveal, and your brain will do almost anything to avoid that feeling, even if holding on to it makes things even worse. The second mistake is present bias. Your brain systematically overvalues today compared to tomorrow, and not just slightly. In one study, most people prefer the $100 today over $120 the next week. Logically, that makes no sense. A 20% return in 7 days is extraordinary. But logical isn't running the decision. System 1 is. And System 1 wants the reward now. This is why people understand they should save for retirement, and still don't. The future version of you feels like a stranger, and you don't sacrifice for strangers. The third mistake is social comparison, and it might be the most expensive of all. Studies show that a salary increase makes people happier, until they find out a colleague got a bigger one.
You make $72,000 a month. Yeah.
Then it makes them feel worse than before they got the raise at all. Your brain doesn't measure wealth in absolute terms. It measures it relative to the people around you. Which means, if everyone around you is spending, buying new cars, going on holidays, upgrading their homes, your brain reads not keeping up as falling behind, even if you can't afford it. Now, knowing all of this doesn't fix anything on its own. You can understand loss aversion perfectly and still panic sell your investments. You can know about present bias and still buy something you can't afford. Even Kahneman himself admitted that he still fell for the same traps he'd spent his life studying. But here's what it does give you: a pause. A fraction of a second between the impulse and the decision where you can ask, is this System 1 talking? Most financial mistakes aren't made by stupid people. They're made by human people. People whose brains were shaped by 200,000 years of survival, not 200 years of capitalism. The goal isn't to outsmart your brain. That's a battle you'll lose most of the time. The goal is just to know it well enough to catch it on the days that matter most. Because sometimes that's the difference.